Once you've downloaded Excel on your machine, you can go ahead and just launch it to get started. So mine is right here down in my taskbar. And you'll be opened up to this screen here. This is called the Backstage view. So go ahead and click on Blank Workbook the first time you go in there. And what I always suggest to people is if you're learning an application for the first time, is go ahead and be curious and click on each one of these tabs and see what you get. You know, what are all of the different functions you can perform in each one of these. So I'm going to take you back to home. Home is sort of the default. And I want you to notice a couple of things. Number one, the default file name is called Book 1. So you're going to have to do a save as to save it to the name that you want in the location you want. The upper part here along the top, the gray area, is called the ribbon. These are where all your menu options are for going ahead and performing any functions. Each of these is called a group, and inside the group should be similar functions. When you see this little arrow down in the right hand corner here with a sort of an angle above it, that's called the launcher. And what that does for you is it launches all of the tasks that you can perform inside the font group. So this, I'll just use the font group as an example. So click on this. And there we go. And you'll get anything you can do for formatting numbers, aligning text, font. So if you can't get it done just by using all of these quick buttons here, you can certainly do it by using the launcher. Another thing I wanted to point out is click on the File tab. This is called the Backstage view. So this is where you can create a new file, you can open a file, you can do a save as. So as I said, the default name for my file is Book 1. So I'm going to click on Save As, click on Browse. I'm going to find the location of where I want to save my file. So I'm going to go right into my Excel folder. And for this example, I'll just call it My Excel. And then click Save. The other thing I wanted to point out to you in this video, a couple more things just on terminology. You'll get some of this by virtue of going through each of the training videos that I'll assign, but the columns have names across the top. So the column name is A, B, C, etc. And the rows have names across the side here down this vertical, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., all numbered. If you want to select an entire column, you can click up in the name and it'll highlight all of a column at once. You can click and drag to highlight more than one at a time. Same goes for a row. If you want to highlight an entire row at one time, you can click in the name. So in row 1, I'm going to click and it highlights the entire row. I can click and drag to select multiple at a time. Clicking on one cell, right, so that's the intersection of a column and a row right here. I highlighted this one. Notice it's got the green around it, right? So this tells me it is the active cell, and if I start typing something right now, it's going to go here. Couple of things. This up here, C5, is the name box. That's the name of the cell. It's the intersection of the column with the row. So this is C5. Notice this is C4, right? You can just move around just to get an idea of where you are. So now I'm in D5. If I start typing, let's just say I want to type in a number, right? Notice that it appears up here as well as down here in the cell. This is called the formula bar. Pressing Enter allows Excel to accept the value that you entered, and by default it moves you down one cell. Now click back in this cell. If I wanted to edit this, right, if I made a mistake, I can click up here anywhere. I can also click in here anywhere. So a couple of things on navigation, moving around. Also notice that down on the bottom there's a name, the default name for this sheet. This is sheet 1. You can add additional sheets and you can move from sheet to sheet. And that's good if you want to create several sheets together that are related to a particular topic. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to begin working on a project that's been assigned to you from your book.